If you're looking to achieve a weight loss or body recomposition goal, these food hacks will absolutely save you. Because in order to achieve a body recomposition goal, it is absolutely crucial and necessary to be eating enough protein, fat, and fiber. These ingredients help to make you feel satisfied, help to shut off hunger and cravings, while also helping to hold on to muscle mass during that weight loss process. Which is all great, but that can be tricky if you don't know how to actually add these foods in or how to actually make them taste delicious without being a chef. So today I'm sharing 23 food hacks that I also use throughout my 20-pound postpartum weight loss journey to help you get that protein, fat, and fiber while making your food taste so dang good throughout your weight loss or wellness journey. Let's dive into it. My name's Autumn. I'm a certified clinical nutritionist with my master's nutrition human performance, and today's video is sponsored by Thrive Market. More on them in a bit. Okay, the first is my French toast hack. Now, growing up, I love French toast, but obviously the refined carbs and sugars is not a great combination for achieving a body recomposition goal. So instead, I use a paleo style bread, which is made from whole food ingredients that are nutrient dense. And in order to get enough protein, I mix 2 eggs together to dip the French toast into. And then once I put the French toast on the pan to cook it, I then pour the remaining eggs on top. So I still get all the protein that the French toast did not absorb. And then to make sure I'm getting even more protein to help support my body recomposition goal and to make sure I'm not adding in added sugar, I top it with either cottage cheese or Greek yogurt as the topping. The second is to saute frozen fruit. I love taking frozen fruit like blueberries, raspberries, or strawberries and sauteing them up for a couple of minutes in a pan. This helps to release the juices and make this like jammy, saucy consistency that you can put on things like the French toast or cottage cheese or Greek yogurt bowls without having added sugar. Okay, number 3 is using roasted veggies instead of pasta. Now, zoodles or zucchini noodles are great, but sometimes it's nice to have something cooked. So I like taking broccoli and cauliflower, roasting it with some olive oil, some salt, and maybe some seasonings, and then topping that with marinara sauce and some meatballs. It is so good. Obviously not an exact swap for pasta, but it is a very tasty and nutrient dense and low glycemic load alternative. Which, speaking of pasta alternatives, number 4 are cabbage noodles. Now, if you want more of a direct pasta swap that has like the noodly-ish texture, then cabbage noodles are great. All you do is you thinly slice cabbage and then you saute it up with a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of salt. Just do that for a couple of minutes. You don't want it to get soggy. You just want it to be warmed and slightly cooked through, and use that in place of things like spaghetti. Okay, number 5 is chia jam. Now, chia jam I often use in my summer meal plans because it is such a good, tasty, 0 added sugar alternative to regular jam, and it has some added fiber in there too. So you can just do that same technique of sauteing up frozen fruit, usually use about 2 cups worth, and then once the fruit is juicy and cooked through, you just add in a couple tablespoons of chia seeds and other flavorings that you want. I love using vanilla extract. Stir it up, let it sit in the fridge, and it makes this like jammy consistency. In fact, I actually have my new summer meal plan that has 2 more chia jam recipes in there, as well as just 50 additional brand new recipes that are absolutely delicious and focus on protein, fat, and fiber. It is coming really soon, and it is a limited release program, so you definitely don't want to miss out on it. I will be announcing it on YouTube once it is released, but you can also sign up for my free weekly newsletter to make sure that you're in the loop for once it is released. You can find my newsletter at autumnlnutrition.com/subscribe. Okay, number 6 is using crunchy chickpeas instead of croutons. Now, chickpeas do contain some starch, but it's going to have a lot more better for you nutrients than just regular breadcrumbs. Plus, chickpeas, especially used in smaller amounts, is pretty low glycemic load. I like to take pre-cooked chickpeas, put them on a baking sheet with some olive oil, salt, and then paprika, onion powder, and garlic powder, toss that up and bake it for like 20 minutes or so, and it gets crunchy and delicious, and it's amazing on salads. Okay, number 7 is using Greek yogurt for sauces. Now, you can use Greek yogurt in place of pretty much anything for a sauce, especially something that's mayo based or regular yogurt based. By using Greek yogurt or skyr for that matter, it helps to really up the protein content of that sauce or dip, which you can find a lot of high quality ingredients to help support your goals with today's sponsor, Thrive Market. Thrive Market is an awesome online membership based grocery store that's on a mission to make healthy living as easy and accessible and affordable as possible. Plus, they're delivered directly to your door, which as a new mom makes my life so much easier. And you can save on every order on high quality brands like Primal Kitchens and Base Culture on Thrive Market's website and on its app. And if you happen to find the price lower someplace else, Thrive Market will match the price, always guaranteeing you the lowest price. And orders over $49 have free shipping. My favorite feature about Thrive Market has always been this filters feature that they have to help you discover different brands that fit your dietary preferences or needs. In fact, this is actually how I stumbled across my favorite paleo bread that I use all the time now, and I use for my French toast. I love it. So if you're plant-based or you're keto or you're gluten-free or you're opting for grass-fed, then you can mark these off to make sure that you choose brands that fit your needs. And with Thrive Market, you have access to foods that you might not be able to find at your local grocery store, all while saving money in the process. In fact, a lot of the items I'm sharing today can be found on Thrive Market to help help make getting nutrient-dense ingredients into your diet super easy. And right now you can join Thrive Market today to get 30% off your first order plus a free gift valued up to $60. In addition to my 30% off discount, Thrive is running a summer essentials sale this week. You won't want to miss out on these summer savings. So head over to thrivemarket.com/autumnbase for 30% off your first order. I'll also have it linked down in the description below so you don't miss out on that discount. Okay, number 8 is to stick to seasonal fruit. Now, whole fruit actually can be really conducive for achieving a weight loss or wellness goal. And that's because whole fruit is fairly low sugar and also low glycemic load, which means it doesn't have a big impact on our blood sugar levels. The dried fruit and juiced fruits are ones that we do want to stay away from because those are going to be a lot more dense in sugar and much easier to eat well beyond our body's needs. And to make that fruit taste even better and make it even more nutrient dense, it's best to stick with fruit that's actually in season. You are going to get the most delicious type of fruit when you actually stick to seasonal fruit when it's in its proper season. And if you're not sure what fruit is seasonal, the easiest thing to do is to actually go to your farmer's market to buy this fruit because they're typically only going to be growing fruit that's seasonal and regional to your area, which means it's also going to taste the best. Okay, number 9 is using bell pepper for your sandwich. And I mean like using it in place of bread, which might sound odd if you haven't tried it before, but this was absolutely a game changer for so many people with last year's 6-week summer meal plan and the bell pepper sando. It's so good because you just take a bell pepper, you cut off the top, take out like the seeds and stuff from the inside, and then you just stuff that bell pepper with your favorite high quality ingredients for a sandwich. It's crunchy, it's light, it's delicious. Definitely recommend testing it out. I also shared a video with this recipe. You can check it out right here. Okay, number 10 is using sparkling water drinks. And these are great, especially at a party where you feel like you just need to hold on to something, especially if you aren't drinking to help support a body recomposition goal or wellness goal for that matter, or if you just don't really like to drink alcohol. My favorites are Spindrift and Topo Chico, especially Topo Chico at a party kind of has that like bottle look to it that looks more like party vibes. Or you could do number 11, which is make a good mocktail. Mocktails are kind of trending right now because a lot of people are ditching alcohol. They're just noticing that they feel better when they don't have alcohol. Whatever your reason might be, maybe you prefer a mocktail to just sparkling water. But you have to be careful with mocktails because they can be very high in sugar. You'll still likely need to use a little bit of fruit juice of some sort, but you can make a lower sugar option by just using about 2 ounces of some type of fruit juice mixed with sparkling water, and you could put like a rosemary sprig in there to make it look fancy and add a little bit of extra flavor. Okay, number 12 is to turn things into bowls. So sandwiches, lasagna, burritos, you can pretty much turn anything that uses pasta or bread into a bowl, which will then get rid of that refined processed grain. I've shared my cauliflower rice burrito bowl before in the past. You get all those same flavors, but without the tortilla. It's delicious. Number 13 is to use hard cheeses instead of soft cheeses. Now this is a minor tweak, but it can make a big difference, especially if you love cheese. Hard cheeses can have about 8 or 9 grams of complete protein per ounce versus soft cheeses, which is like 5 to 6 grams. So it really can start to add up. Parmesan and pecorino are both great. Number 14 is to use iceberg lettuce for a burger bun. Now, if you're trying to avoid a regular burger bun, and so you're going for a lettuce bun instead, just avoid using like romaine lettuce or one of those other softer leafy greens. It's not going to stand up. It's gonna be wilty. It's gonna be sad. It's not gonna be as much fun. Instead, using iceberg lettuce adds a lot of crunch. It stands up a lot better, and you're going to enjoy your burger so much more. Number 15 is to add cottage cheese to scrambled eggs. Now you add it straight into the eggs when it's raw and you're scrambling it up before you actually pour it in to cook. And this helps you really up the protein content because 3 eggs only has about 18 grams of complete protein. So to get to about 30 grams of complete protein, you can add roughly 1/3 of a cup of cottage cheese into the base. Okay, number 16 is mashed cauliflower instead of mashed potato. Just make sure you flavor it up. I think this is where a lot of people get it wrong. I still add butter and Parmesan cheese and salt whenever I make mashed cauliflower. So it's still very low glycemic load, it's nutrient dense, and especially if you're carb sensitive, it's a good swap to regular potatoes. You can have this on the side of a meal, or you could use it for something like my low carb shepherd's pie, which I have a recipe for. I'll link it down in the description below. It is so good. Okay, number 17 is to marinate and flavor kale. Now kale just on its own, maybe not your favorite thing, but when you properly actually marinate kale and put good flavors into it, it makes it an amazing salad. And it's also very nutrient dense. I like to take just the classic of balsamic vinegar and oil and massage it in just for like a minute or so to help marinate it. It softens up the kale, it makes it easier to break down and digest, and it just tastes so much better. And if you want bonus points, add a little bit of shredded pecorino or Parmesan on top. So good. Okay, number 18 is my vanilla latte hack. Now, if you love your vanilla latte and you have a hard time giving it up, I have a whipped vanilla coffee alternative that kind of blew up the internet. It's 0 sugar, it tastes great. I'll have it linked right here so you can check it out. Number 19 is using jicama as a chip alternative. Jicama is very crunchy and you can add a lot of different flavors to it, or you could just add some salt and dip the sliced jicama into guacamole. It's such a great alternative to regular chips. Okay, number 20 is using almond flour instead of breadcrumbs, especially if you're carb sensitive. Now, I'm actually not totally opposed to always using breadcrumbs in things like meatballs or meatloaf, especially because depending on the recipe, you're not using a ton of it. And when you actually parcel it out into individual servings, it really doesn't amount to be a lot. But if you are carb sensitive, then almond flour is a great alternative. Number 21 is just canned tomatoes. Like, have canned tomatoes on hand and make sure it's a good brand of canned tomatoes, because you can make a lot of different things with canned tomatoes, a lot of delicious sauces to really flavor up your meals. Like obviously marinara sauce, bolognese, a lot of different Italian dishes. You can do a lot with canned tomatoes. And I actually learned from a chef YouTuber to really look for the high quality canned tomatoes. I didn't really discriminate as much in the past. I just bought whatever I could find. But when you get the canned tomatoes where the tomatoes were actually vine ripened and used in their most fresh state, it does make a big difference to the flavor and you're going to enjoy your meals so much more. Okay, number 22 is using red lentil pasta. Now, this is a great alternative that's a lower glycemic load than regular pasta and obviously gives you more of the like pasta experience. It's also gluten-free if you are gluten-free. Now, even though it is going to be a bit starchier than some of those other alternatives, it can be a good option if you are more active throughout your weight loss journey, especially if you're doing something like strength training. Okay, 23 is cauliflower pizzas. Just make sure you're using the right type, because there are a lot of cauliflower pizza bases that rely heavily on cassava flour or tapioca flour, which those are going to be gluten-free. So if that's your only thing you're looking for, then those can be used. But those ingredients are very high glycemic load, so not usually the best option for a body recomposition goal, especially when the primary focus is body fat loss. I like the brand Outer Isle, where it primarily just uses eggs, Parmesan, and cauliflower, so it's really high in protein. Each one of those pizzas has about 10 grams of complete protein, and it doesn't have those higher glycemic load starches. Now you can find a lot of healthy, high quality ingredients to help support your goals with today's sponsor, Thrive Market, and have it delivered directly to your door. So if you want to get that discount for 30% off your first order, plus a free gift valued up to $60, make sure you head over to thrivemarket.com/autumnbates, or you can click the link in the description box down below to take advantage of that massive discount. Now, another one of my favorite food hacks is to use protein hot chocolate when I have a sweet tooth. It's 0 added sugar and has about 18 grams of complete protein. You can check out that recipe with this video next. Also, if you're new to my channel and you love this science-backed information, make sure you subscribe right here. Come out new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video.